This is the fourth video of foundation level tutorial series. In the previous video, we have learned about what is testing, the first part. And here we have the second part in which we will majorly learn that what is static testing and what is dynamic testing and their differences. Many people says testing are of many types like functional testing, non-functional testing, white box testing, black box testing, manual testing, automation testing and many more. But the testing is majorly categorized into two types, that are static testing and dynamic testing. Now let's discuss what is static testing and what is dynamic testing and differences between them. So, static testing is performed without execution of code and dynamic testing is done by executing the code. Let us understand this with more clarity with an example. Suppose we have a requirement which says a picture must be captured when a button is clicked for a webcam. So here we can see there is a code which says if button click is equals to yes, then take a picture. Here we can perform the static testing as per the code. When button is clicked, the software will take a picture. Here we can perform static testing. As per the code, we see when a button is clicked, the software will take a picture. Here we can find the defect as when button is not clicked, what will happen? Nothing is mentioned here. So this is how we perform static testing on the requirements. Now, once the code is available and we execute the code and check this requirement. So on click of button, the software is taking picture or not. This testing falls under dynamic testing. Now we'll see the second difference. Static testing is verification and dynamic testing is validation. So in static testing, we are verifying the requirements and in dynamic testing, we are validating the requirements. Next difference is static testing is cost effective as static testing is performed in the early stages of STLC, that is software testing life cycle, whereas dynamic testing is less cost effective comparative to static testing and is done in the later stages of STLC. As we know, testing has different stages. So suppose there is a defect in the requirements and we do not capture the defect in stage 1. Eventually, the defect will pass to the stage 2, then it will pass to stage 3, then it will pass to stage 4. And suppose we find this defect in stage 4. Now the defect is present in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. Now the defect needs to be fixed and corrected. But here we have to fix and correct the defect in stage 4 as well as stage 3 as well as stage 2 and stage 1. So the cost of fixing this defect in 4 different stages will be much more than to fix the defect in stage 1 because it's not passed in any other stages. So when we find this defect in stage 1 through static testing, that is very cost effective. As dynamic testing is performed in the later stages of STLC, for example in stage 3 and 4, and if we find the defect in stage 3 or stage 4, it will be less cost effective comparative to static testing. Now let's see the next difference. Now we'll see some examples of static testing and dynamic testing. So static testing is basically like analysis, walkthrough, informal reviews, formal reviews, inspections, technical reviews, all comes under static testing. Whereas dynamic testing, whereas example of dynamic testing are functional and non-functional testing. So SIT, system testing, component testing, unit testing, these all comes under dynamic testing. Let us summarize the differences. So static testing is performed without execution of code, whereas dynamic testing is done by executing the code. Static testing is verification, dynamic testing is validation. Now, static testing is cost effective, dynamic testing is less cost effective. Static testing is done in early stages of STLC and dynamic testing is done in later stages of STLC. Examples of static testing are walkthrough, reviews, inspections, whereas examples of dynamic testing are functional and non-functional testing. Next video of this series contains objectives of testing. Objectives of testing. See you there. Thank you for learning with me. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more videos. Keep learning more. Thank you.